Hi guys, this is Archie Luxury on the Archie Luxury live stream channel. Guys, I am running my show a little bit earlier today. That's right, guys. Guys, I just wanted to have a bit of a chat here, and we're going to run the intro. Then I just want to have a bit of a chat. I just wanted to say to you that I appreciate all you guys coming here and watching stuff. We'll have a look. Let's have a chat. Let's run the intro and let's have a chat. Hey guys, it's Archie Luxury and welcome to my live stream show. Hey guys, I just wanted to have a bit of a chat today, talk to you guys and let you know, guys, I really do appreciate everything. Distorted Vision, 45 years old, great age. Crystal Kennedy, $3. Good morning, our most beloved and respected pontiff. Thank you so much there, guys. Guys, what I wanted to say on the stream today is that, look, guys, I love this environment we have here. It's great. We can chat. We can have a bit of a laugh with each other. Sometimes some of the gags, they may go a little bit too far. And all I'm asking you guys is just be respectful of other people there. And although it's good to have a gag and a laugh, sometimes I just don't want to take it too, I don't want to carry on a gag that upsets people. And I'm just going to ask this nicely of Narc. Narc, please, I want to drop the gag with Sirocco. So he's a good mate of mine. He's a friend. I like him. He's a nice guy. I like him. I like him. And I'm asking you if we can just drop any reference to the Jimmy Savile thing. So Rocco, he's a 50-something-year-old guy with white hair. Like a lot of, he's very lucky to have his hair. And you know what? It was a bit of a funny gag, but it's kind of run its course. And I don't want to run that gag anymore. So I'm asking you not to run the gag. And I want that to be the end of it, okay? I don't want to see people hurt and upset. So I'm asking you as a good friend and supporter to just, can we drop that gag? I want to drop that gag. And it's important to me, okay? It's important to me that we can drop that gag, okay? It means a lot to me because he's a friend, and if someone was saying that about me, I'd be a bit shitted off, okay? So I'm asking you nicely, can we just drop the gag? That's it. That's it. Okay? That's what I want to do, Narc. If it's not possible, come and tell me. If you don't feel it's okay, tell me. But there's sometimes we do gags and we don't see them as, we don't see the gag as some of the danger it has there. So I just want to say to you, Narc, I love you. I love you. I like you, but we got to stop it, okay? At the end of the day, I don't want to see a good guy of mine upset and hurt. I mean, I've had a massive robbery. I know about pain and hurt, believe you me. And I don't want people to be hurt. I don't mind a gag, but sometimes we need to stop. And I'm asking that now, okay? Now, the other side of the coin is they might say, well, if you, I don't want to, you know, dictate the terms of the dungeon or things like that, but this is really important to me, and we got to do it this way. So that's the only thing I wanted to say. It's what else can I say there? I'm really happy to have Curly back. Curly's such a great guy, fun guy, lovely guy. It's in Australia, it's the 9th today. In America, it is the 8th. It's your Sunday. Businesses are starting to go back after the break, and I gotta say, I'm going to be working on content this year. I got some paid reviews I'm getting out. I'm trying my best to give good content and make good quality videos. Should be an exciting year. I hope this year is an exciting year. And please upvote and super chat. That's right, Bear. Please upvote and super chat. And Crystal Kennedy, thank you. Good morning, our most beloved and respected pontiff. Thank you so much there. So, guys, we're heading into the new year. In Brisbane, Australia, it's actually morning time. And it's going to be a bit of a scorcher today. It's hot. The Australian accent. Aussie, oi, cobber! Australian accent. Australian, JCB. Hey, John, JCB's there. Bear's in the crowd there. Narc's there. Hey, Narc, thank you for your understanding. Oh, we got Narc on here. Hello, I'll talk to my friend. Hello. Oh, he can put himself on, I think, can't he? I think he can. Hello, Narc. How are you?
Yeah, I can put myself on. I've got keys. I don't lose my keys.
No worries.
Sirocco's already sent me a 100-word apology.
Yes.
Apologised.
Yeah.
I'm willing to forgive. So I'm moving on. So he sent me a 100-word apology.
Hey, I appreciate it. Like I'll be honest with you, I appreciate it because.
But I didn't like the fact that he used the word absolutely 36 times in the email.
He's a good guy. He's a really good guy. You know, he's a good guy. I like him. Okay, I like him. He's a good friend. He is a good friend of mine, and I appreciate it. Okay?
Archie, look, I'll do anything for you. I don't want him crying to you about the gag. Yeah. I know he was very upset, in tears. I don't like seeing him grown man.
I'd be upset too. I'd be upset too. But I appreciate it. If we could move past this, I really would appreciate it. You know.
Yeah. By the way, I didn't take his keys.
No, I understand. That's okay. There's no problems. I was fucking around with some keys yesterday. I was mucking around with some things, but look, let's just be nice, guys. I really do need your support. I need your support, guys.
If you give him the keys back, make sure he gets Apple AirTags. That way, he can never lose them.
That's exactly it. How are you going? Tell me this. How are you going?
No, good. We had a good time yesterday. We said we'll never do a stream longer than 3 hours, and we did an 8-hour stream. We're a bunch of idiots.
Far out.
So all here to help you, Arch. We're having a bit of fun.
Yes.
I'll jump off and let you continue with your stream. So no more Sirocco gags from me.
Hey, I really appreciate it. I love him. I love him. He's a good guy.
Oh, all right. So what happens if I use another gag of someone who looks like Jimmy Savile, but it's not Jimmy Savile?
I think the problem is people take it really bad. You know, just stay away from the Jimmy Savile thing for a bit, you know?
So I can't use someone that looks like Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, look. Let's just give it a wide berth. You know what I mean? Let's just give it a week or two, okay?
All right. Thank you very much, Arch.
Thank you. There we go. Look at that. Narc was quite nice today. He came on. He respected. He respected. My ask there, please. I want people to be happy there. I want people to be happy, and that's the wonderful thing about this show, is that it is something for us to enjoy. It's a show we run to enjoy, and that's the most important thing. This year, what's going to happen this year, guys? I got to tell you something. The most important thing is you've got to think positively. Okay? Got to be positive. And that's a bit hard with shit that's going on. But you know what, guys? I'm not going to let the tragedy be my final statement. And I've actually done a few closing videos. I don't know if you noticed this on the ARCHIELUXURY channel and the Paul Pluta channel. I made a tribute to my stolen collection. I also made a video about moving on, and I'm trying my best to move forward. It's not easy. And unless you've had this thing happen to you, you couldn't understand the gravity of it. A lot of people would walk away. I completely get it. But I do love the watches. I love the watches. And what I really do love is not only the watches, but the people who love watches, because they're all a bit nuts. They're all a bit nuts. I gotta say, they're all a bit nuts. And one thing I find interesting is collections smaller. As I've looking at different times in my life, number of watches I had, and I enjoy smaller, 3, 4 watches. Sometimes these little compact collections can do a lot. I got to tell you, Strider, my good friend Strider, he's a guy starting off in the hobby, trying his best. He's got a GMT Tudor, which is a great watch. That is a beautiful watch to have. There's no question at all about that. That is absolutely beautiful. And that's a really good thing. What animal, Australian animal, do I like best? I'd have to say I like the kangaroos. I like kangaroos. I think they're quite a nice animal. So many unique animals in Australia. Now let's getting into the collecting there. What's happening in the collecting? Bugs, collecting. You know what? I kind of like someone who has themes. They collect divers, or they collect, just focus in on a certain genre of watch. And I did that. I did lady size Pateks. That was my genre. So that was really quite interesting. But I mean, look, guys, some people collect Speedmasters or collect divers. That's what I would like. I like to, sometimes you want to set rules. I liked iconic watches. That's what I liked, iconic. Now, guys, let's open up. Let's get some people on here and let's chat watches. Let's talk watches. Let's see what direction you would like to go in with these watches. To be honest with you, I'm really thinking with watches themselves there, hey, what does a normal man need? 3 or 4 good watches, and you're running to the top. That's what I would say. 3 or 4 really good watches, and you're booming. There's some interesting pieces around there. I'm going to call up one of my good friends there. This is Luxuria. He's a watch seller in Australia. Cove, great guy. I think he has some of the he's got some of the he's probably the best Sydney dealer for modern Rolex. Vintage Watch Co is another great dealer. Let's have a look here. What's come in to the store, and let's see what we can buy. So let's have a look here. What is coming in? Da-da-da-da. Now these are in Aussie dollars. So one Aussie dollar is about 70 cents. So the US dollar is 30% stronger. Holy shit. We got a day date. Look at this. Look at this interesting prices here. Holy shit. Green dial Oyster Perpetual, that has come down considerably. Look at that. The green, I think, was probably, everyone loves the Tiffany, but I quite like the green. I think the green is probably the sexiest color. The yellow, the coral, I reckon the green is kind of cool. That's a very cool color. Another interesting watch he's got here. Look at this, the date 8. Shit. A day date with diamonds, $72,000. Look at this. That dial is expensive. There's no question of that. It's an expensive dial. My God, not cheap. Paul Newman Daytona, 60. Ooh, look at this. Sector dial annual calendar, just under $50,000. That is actually really nice. That is nice. I quite like that. Watch only, watch only, watch only. Just under $50,000. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough there. That's Oh, Lange. Lange 1, 1815. Oh, 95,000. Shit. I remember when those were considerably cheaper. Let's have a look. What else is interesting? What's interesting? Oh, 37 mil AP. 30. Oh, look at this. 5960 white gold. You know, this would be probably my favorite 5960. The 5960 annual calendar chronograph. Here we go. At Venus G, $2. Shower video was awesome, Archie. Thank you. Thank you so much. I always say, if I can't make fun of myself, I can't make fun of other people, or you know, you've got to be able to take a joke yourself. So that's definitely the way it is there. Look at this, $81,000. Absolutely beautiful. That is a beautiful watch. Oh, he's got a Moser, 18,000. Oh, ceramic. Look at this ceramic. Oh, this is like my bluesy. 40 mil. Yellow gold and ceramic, 116613. Box and papers. Yes, sirree. 20, just under 24 Aussie. Look at that. Beautiful example. Absolutely beautiful. Hello, my bear. How are you?
Hello, Archie. How are you, man?
Hey, I'm fantastic. What's going on?
Nothing. Just sitting at the airport, waiting for my last connection and going back to work.
Yes, yes. We've got to get back to work, Bear.
Yeah. Going back to work, it's not the same feeling like when you're going for vacation. A little bit
No.
depressed, you know. But
Yes.
how else do we make a living? We're not wealthy people. We have to work for a living.
100%, Bear. 100%. I was just having a look at Luxuria here. Like, these are fairly similar to Canadian dollars. Canadian.
You have some super chats, I see.
Ooh, it's got some super chats in here. We did the at Venus G. Thank you. Stuart Crook, £2. Arch, thoughts on the JLC Squadra GMT chronograph? You had a Squadra, Bear, didn't you?
Yes, I hated it, and it was pain to get rid of it.
Ooh, the Squadra.
Proportions are really disgusting.
Yeah. Was it that bad, Bear?
Probably one of my worst watches from luxury watches.
Okay. The Squadra, it's called Squadra. It's like a square. It's more square than the normal Reverso.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, it's JLC makes some amazing stuff.
Listen, if you're going to go this path, just don't make mistake like I did to run for the deal, because when the deal is too good, there is a reason why it's too good of a deal. Nobody wants it. And if you feel that you like this style and you like this kind of watches, Reverso is the only way to go. And there is some awesome deals among Reverso watches as well. So in all honesty, why make a mistake to save a few bucks? I never seen anyone that actually has purchased this watch because they love this watch, it's usually because it was a way better deal than reversal.
Staging passenger Jade Grove and Loic.
There we go, Bear. Now we've got another super chat from Yankee Doodle, my good friend Yankee Doodle. Yankee Doodle asked $2. Would you choose a 5227G or a Lange 1815? Now I got to ask this Yankee Doodle. He has asked this question considerable times. He seems fairly torn. He's torn.
I don't know why. I mean, for me, this is a very easy decision.
You would go Lange?
No, of course not. This is a no-brainer, honestly. Like I mean, if you put a poll, I think your viewers will choose this 70 to 80% over Lange.
The Lange is a beautiful watch.
No question about it. No question about it. But in all honesty, as far as I know, Yankee Doodle doesn't have a large collection of dress pieces. If you're going,
he's got a Vacheron. He's got a Vacheron Patrimony.
Right. Even reason more to get a Patek. Even reason more to get a Patek because you build toward the Holy Trinity.
Yes.
With all due respect, Patek is Patek, Lange is Lange.
I gotta say,
Rolex is Rolex, and Omega is Omega. Okay, I love Omega, I love Rolex, but Rolex always tops Omega. Patek always tops Lange. That's just to me. That's a logical thing. I mean, there might be people opposing this. There always will be. But I think I speak for majority. I really do believe I speak for majority. Nobody says I don't like Lange. I like Lange, especially 1815 up down, a beautiful watch. Somebody came to your live stream and showed us his. They just purchased a new one. I forgot who was that. Somebody from Australia.
Mr. GMT?
No.
A new one.
Right. And you know what? It's a gorgeous watch, no question about it. But Patek is Patek, man. What? I was just actually talking to Kat Clooney today.
Yes.
Because I do feel, I start to think, and I want to ultimately get one proper dress watch. Not Datejust, not day date, no cheating, right? A dress watch on a leather strap, a nice piece that I can proudly wear at very special occasions. And I have no doubt that it's going to be Calatrava. Now, which Calatrava, I don't know. I'm not going to go into it, but it's going to be very classic Calatrava. Preferably something 38 millimeter, not too small. I think 37 is pushing it. 38 is just right.
Yeah, I think 37 may be a bit small. I must agree, Bear. I would say that.
To Montreal, Trudeau. And now invite customers.
Sorry if this bothers you. Sorry about this.
No, it doesn't bother me at all. It sounds international. Gives it an international flavor on the show, Bear.
Okay. Guess
Bear.
what watch I'm wearing for traveling?
What are you wearing for traveling?
I'm wearing a really interesting piece. I'm gonna say unusually for me it is a quartz. And if somebody pays $10 super chat, I'm not asking for a lot. $10 super chat, I will show you.
Now we've got another super chat here from. So just out of interest, the size, both of these watches here are in the high 30s. The 5227, I think, is 39, and the 1815 is around 40, or might be a smidgen under, but they're both pretty similar sized watches there. Stuart Crook, £2. Archie, thoughts on a Zenith El Primero Pilot chronograph? Now I got to tell you, the Pilot chronograph.
I had two of them. I have I have one now. They're 41 millimeter. I kept the green one,
Yeah.
and it is truly nice watch. No question about it. Are you bringing it up, Arch?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's on the screen now, and I've got a black one on
That's
it.
not. Oh,
That's not it.
I misunderstood. I thought he's asking about IWC.
So,
My
oh, sorry,
apologies.
sorry. Yes,
My apologies. I misread. I misread.
it is a bit of an acquired taste. You can see that, can't you?
I don't like it at all. I genuinely don't like it. I
No.
honestly don't. I really don't like it. I don't know why I don't like it. It looks too. I don't know, proportions or something. It's weird with proportions. It's very boring, and it shouldn't be boring as a pilot piece.
Yes.
I don't know, Archie. What do you think?
Look, I think, I like the three different eyes. You have the blue, the red, those colored eyes, right? That's the Chronomaster, right?
Yes.
The pilot, there's something nice. I like the simple one color. It's a two register. This is like two register. Some people, I like the chronographs. Patek, most of their chronographs are two register. Like the Speedmaster's three register, the Daytona's three, Navitimer is three, but this here is a two register chronograph.
Right.
I like a two register. I
honestly, I have to say, if you're going into pilot pieces, I really highly recommend IWC rather than Zenith. I think if you want iconic pilots, that's where you're gonna get them. Zenith, I would say.
What do you prefer? We're asking this question, Bear. Patek 5227 or a Lange 1815 up, down. We're going to run the poll. What do you prefer? Running the poll now.
Run the poll.
My Tan. Hello, Tan.
Man, Tan the man.
Started 30 minutes early.
I asked him because he's had to finish today a little bit earlier. So I thought maybe a nice thing to give a little extra time for the people in Europe, in UK primarily.
UK. Did you guys go through any topics while I was gone that I missed?
No, Archie just floundered for half an hour. He just floundered, okay?
Yeah, Archie was like handling everything on his own. There is a thing we want to talk to you about, Archie, Tan and I. I was waiting for Tan to jump on, so I'll let Tan take over.
Yeah, so, I think a bunch of us, we haven't seen the morning show. Please do catch up to the morning show, because there was a bit of drama that happened on the morning show, and it was surrounding the keys to the channel.
Yes.
So,
and for those who do not understand, the keys entitled full administration of the channel. You basically are capable of running and your own streams on ARCHIELUXURY and the dungeon. And you have all the privileges and rights as an administrator. This is not equal to ranch, so that you understand what we are talking about.
Yeah. So this morning, or last night for the Australians, there was a kind of a back and forth going on that Sirocco had lost his keys, and the blame was getting put on the NARC. And I don't know if you guys saw the chat, but the NARC, was clearly, denying it, saying it was not me. I swear on my kids, it wasn't me, and what have you. So, definitely, we've seen obviously the back and forth between Sirocco and the NARC. The keys has definitely been a contentious topic. So, a few of us log in, or I logged in, and a couple other people logged in this morning to see that, a lot of the keys were gone, and there's a bit of a mystery going on. So, AT3, you're here now because you're the one person we haven't spoke to.
Sure.
Did you touch any of the the admin?
I was mucking around with some things. I must confess, I was mucking around with some things last night.
Right. So
I could have fucked it up. I thought I put them back, but I could have. Maybe it didn't save it when it went back on.
So guys, this is the guy who wants to, this is the guy who essentially wants to go back into the IT business. You know, who said, "Hey guys, if I get a job or whatever, you know, maybe I'll go back to the IT business." So a guy who's, you know, clearly hamstringed his own channel because, you know, a bunch of us are, you know, who use the keys to actually start the channel or put, you know, like, what the fuck is this topic? Bring watch and whiskey talk. You use this topic like 3 fucking days in a row, you know? Like, I was gonna put up a nice topic today, like, let's talk about fake watch gurus. Let's talk about a bunch of bullshit. Got a super chat here from CB we're gonna bring up.
CB, $10. Archie, pull up the Ulysses Narden Freak S 45mm. I know it's not your thing, but isn't it cool? Looks like a space station.
I love Ulysses Nardin Freaks. Those are very cool watches, by the way.
So we've got a lot of opinions on the keys, Archie. A lot of people don't believe. They think you're covering for some people here. So Saad says the narc did it. Forbin says the narc has melodramatic personality disorder. And Dan said he did it. But a big mystery. This is good from RPM. You know, you should hire someone from Bangalore to handle your IT problems.
Yes. I
fully believe Archie's incompetence.
Let's give CB some value for money here, guys. Like, CB's a great supporter of the channel, Archie. Let's give him his value for this time.
What do you think of this? It's gold. What is it? What is it exactly? It's gold. It's just the Freak S limited edition. What do you think of this thing here? What is this thing here? It's I got to be honest with you. It is cool. It looks like a space station.
To be honest and say you don't like it, okay? That's fine. We know you don't like it. The fact that it's Ulysses Nardin immediately turns you against this watch, correct?
What is that black? Is that ceramic? Is that PVD? What the hell is the black part?
I don't know on this specific watch.
Yeah, so this is the 45mm one. It's so the case is titanium, gold, and ceramic.
Yeah.
It's on a leather strap, sapphire glass. I'm just looking at the website here, guys. It doesn't really say, you know, anything about the dial. You know, I could probably pull up a closer. You're using like Google Images here. Let me just present something better.
We can actually probably go to the site and actually look.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I have it up. I have it up here. I'm just gonna put myself into the show, and we can have a look. So I'll take the super chat off. So we can have a look here, Archie. At
it's probably very MBNF, isn't it? It's very MBNF.
Let me play the video. I don't know if there's any sound here.
Cool. There is a sound. That's cool. That's gonna be all the way.
That's the Freak, not the Hype Freak, but the Freak. Yeah, so just going through, I'll show you the watch up here. Limited to 75 pieces, price on demand, obviously. The Freak on a leather, you can see the stitching on the leather is pretty interesting in the center stitching here. Let's read the description. A rocket on the wrist, a bunch of marketing bullshit. Going down. Yeah, and just basic text.
And for those who don't understand what they did on the Freak, it's a cleverly designed carousel tourbillon, which makes the full rotation with the watch.
Now look at this on the wrist.
Just out of interest, there's no Freak 45s on Fleabay. Sorry, on Chrono.
Well, this is probably newly released, I would assume. This is probably new release.
The newest one, the most similar one is the Freak X Rose Titanium 43mm. It's about $25,000, but it's not as freaky as the Freak, the 45mm Freak.
I love this watch, actually, Sad. I love this watch. You have a super chat from famous Thomas Burnett.
Thomas Burdett, did you get my order from Dan Murphy? Thomas Burdett, full screen for 1 minute there. I want to show something to you. This was from Thomas Burdett, Writer's Tears.
The Irish.
Oh,
listener.
nice, nice.
Thank
Very
you
nice.
so much, Thomas Burdett. Yes, I have got that. And obviously, I also got the tan zeal, the Hibiki tan zeal,
Hibiki.
which I've opened and I've had a bit of a dram. And
Did you get
also,
something? What did you get, Glenfiddich?
no, I got the Hibiki, the Japanese whiskey.
Oh,
the
Hibiki.
Japanese.
Ah, nice.
I've also got the Glenfiddich 12. Look at that. Oh, we've lost Tan. Where's Tan gone? We've lost
He'll be
our
back.
man.
He'll be back.
He'll be back. So, Thomas Burdett, a big thank you to you. A very big thank you to you. And we've got the Tan is back on the stream. Hello, Tan.
Hey, sorry about that. My audio was having some problem.
Your AD was calling?
My AD was calling. We got Swinging Kangaroo.
Swinging Kangaroo, $2. Looks like the Millennium Falcon to me.
Star Wars.
That's probably why I like it.
Yeah, actually, it's very cool, CB. I like this watch a lot.
I got to be totally honest with you, Bear. I hate it.
By the way,
why do you hate it?
I found out what you're gunning after. We're gunning after the same watch.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Well, he couldn't get it for me. I was, that's why I got the AP. He couldn't get it for me.
Oh no, not that one. Not that one. That one I know what you're gunning for. That's for another one.
Okay.
Yeah. Rolex one, not that one.
I see.
You understand?
Of course, Archie. It's a bit of Canada's a small marketplace, and Bear and I, we know the same people. We have a very good mutual friend that we work with often enough, and it's a small place. It's not like Australia where you've got about 10,000 kilometers between you and GMT.
Yeah, exactly.
So Archie, why do you hate this piece? You said you hated it. Why do you hate this?
Archie, pay attention.
I got to tell you there. Why do I hate this piece? I don't understand this metal. What is this metal? The black. You're saying it's titanium. Titanium with rose gold.
And gold.
There's a lot of gold here, Archie. Titanium is probably just minuscule part.
You know what? This is kind of it's very much MBNF, isn't it? It's like a little machine. Ulysses Nard freak.
Little machine feel here.
I could see how. I suppose the complete opposite to this watch would be like a Patek Calatrava.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was saying anything that he doesn't see as a Calatrava is basically MBNF, guys. So you got a super chat from CB.
CB, here we go. $5. I suggested this freak because it's one of the best realizations so far after 25 years of evolution. It is 130,000 more or less.
What a deal.
Shit.
What a deal. Oof. Nothing, more or less, Archie.
You got the Doc, BBW super chat.
At this time, we'll begin pre-boarding passengers traveling with small.
You got super chat from the BBW. Archie, pay attention. Come on.
Yes, of course. We've got a super chat from BBW, Doc BBC, $2. Can't have joy of leaving AC3 without coming back.
So Doc, if you're listening, you're watching, we may have a cameo appearance from an OG tonight. Maybe. Been working on it, maybe. So Doc, if you are listening and you want to hop on when an OG may appear, please do. Anyways, so why did you hated it? Because you didn't understand it? You don't like the design? Like what is it?
Okay, I hate it because I'm just so rigid. I can't do anything right. I'm just conservative and uncool. That's the reason. Speaking of conservative and uncool, we've got Rodent 3 here. Look at this.
Yeah, we're back to the old gang. The old gang.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to go off camera now because I have to eat a pizza and I don't want.
Oh, eat a
to-
pizza.
What a privilege! What a privilege! And
What's
you know
what's the hat? Show us the hat. Show us the hat at least first before you go off camera. Put him full screen.
It's a hat I got from Sandpiper. It's a golf course in near Santa Barbara.
I don't care.
Archie, nobody got his he had a super chat about airplanes or airplane companies this morning, low cost carriers. I don't know if you remember
LLCs, yeah, LLCs. That's
he asked you what's the age because he may be considering the
29. That's the cutoff for LLCs to be cool, you know.
He's considering flying for Tiger Air.
That's right. Hey, Zin, have you tried Susie Air? You should go for Susie Air.
I don't know. Do you really not like me that much that you want me to go and die flying for Susie Air?
Susie Air is actually one of the greatest airlines in the world. They offer opportunities to pilots who need to build their hours. Susie Air, you're flying a caravan, Cessna caravans around. What's wrong with that, man?
The woman.
I will move into a general voting by Rose for Border Flight 226.
She seems like quite the dragon, doesn't she?
It's a tough business, but don't forget that.
Yeah.
Super chat coming in.
And Zeal, $5. AC3, tell Jin why you hate Ulysses Narden. I hate Ulysses Narden. It's always been one of these brands that I think it's because I'm in Australia. It was a really posh brand in the 70s for the Parisian set. And Australia is the least Parisian set. Do you understand? We are the least.
Did you know that Brisbane was the Tudor capital of the world in the 60s and 70s?
Tudors, that's right. Tuners. That's what we were. So with these type of pieces here, it's kind of different. You know what I mean? We've got the Zeal. Look at this. We've got Zeal, and we got Zin, and we got the Bear. Bear, this is A grade cask, Bear.
Absolutely. And
The
guess
only
what?
irony right now,
I am
Bear-
at the airport, and Tanzil is not in the airport. That's very unusual.
No, it's Jin who's not at the airport, not me.
No, I mean Jin. Oh my God, I'm
Bear,
so
the only irony right now is Jin's eating the pizza and not Archie.
Oh, AC3, pull up the Breguet site and let's go shopping with Jin. Of course, let's go shopping with Jin. We'll just take that super chat down there, and this is the one of the best. You know, Breguet. Would you go and buy a Breguet? Would you buy a Breguet at full retail? You know who's got a nice Breguet is AC Morgan. AC Morgan had a wonderful.
You don't like JJ's Breguet?
Sorry?
Ooh, Jin, you're getting requested here, live on air.
These are the timepieces. Look at these.
Hold on,
here.
I'll read the super chat. Thomas Burnett, £1.79. Super chat to see Ving take a bite of pizza.
Okay, I will. But just a warning for the punters that if you want to see another bite, you have to be at least 50 pounds.
Ooh.
So this is just the introductory discount. So here we go.
What sort of pizza is that?
It's a.
It's got anchovies on it. Olives.
No anchovies. There's sausage and hot peppers. Olives.
That looks delicious.
That looks delicious.
Really delicious.
Look at that. And that's not a frozen crust. That's not frozen crust either. Did you see that?
No, that's a luxury pizza, man.
Yeah, because I think the big telltale sign is a cheaper pizzas, they use frozen bases.
Archie, you want to hear a funny story? So he talked about he has like hot peppers and stuff. So one of the last times I saw Jen was in Toronto, and we were eating at this.
I just like to welcome ABC, guys. Look, ABC is with us.
Hey, ABC.
All right, geezers.
ABC, you're gonna like this story. So Jen and I are having lunch at this noodle house, and we order like the spicy stuff, like the spiciest whatever dish they have, and they ask Jen if he wants milk. with his noodles, and Jin's like, fuck no, I don't need that shit. I'm looking at her, I'm like, this Korean kid's not gonna have milk with his spicy noodles, like, it's a little strange. Anyway, so I'm eating the noodles as an Indian, and I'm like sweating balls, and Jin is just taking it down like a champ. I couldn't believe it, man, the amount of spice he can eat.
That's an incredible story. What a great story there. We love
the Breguet site or what? Like, let's go shopping.
Sorry,
Watch
shopping. Here we go. Add it to the stream. Bring it. Here we go. Bringing it to the street. Let's have a look there. Traditional. What model? What range would you go for? Tell me a model. We've got traditional, classic.
Yeah, he likes the classiques.
Yeah, I think that's Breguet, isn't it?
Yeah,
Breguet.
Oh, I like the Marines.
What?
I like the Marines too, but the classic.
Yeah. What did you think of the Marine? Like Breguet Marine, it reminds me of Ulysses Nardine.
I think the newer ones do, but I think there were ones that they used to make, like the 5817 Big Date.
See, the problem is, you look at that strap there, it's not going to fit anything but a proprietary type strap. Look at that. Isn't that a bitch?
Yeah.
That's just going to be expensive, isn't it, really? So this is all their Marines. What's the most classic Marines? The 5517. Do you like these? I don't know about those.
I'm not a fan of this, the Marines anymore. I think the ones that they had like 5-6 years ago were better.
Why does Breguet drop them? Why don't they keep them going forever? That's what I don't understand.
This will serve as a
Because they need the Russians to buy more than one. They need to
I see.
swap them. It's like what Cartier does. You have to swap them in and out a bit.
What's your dream Breguet? What Breguet do you really love here? You know, you're a man with exquisite taste in cars.
Exquisite but simple taste. If you go to the classiques, and I'm not a huge fan of the Marines like Jen is. I like the classiques. They have one with.
I love this. The 7727. That's fucking gorgeous. 7727.
It's the one past this one actually. They're very simple. It's guilloche dial, Breguet hands. I don't like the Roman numerals. I want the Breguet numerals on it. What's the second? Yeah, you can find one with Breguet numerals. I believe it has.
Okay, let's have a look here. See this one here, classic 7788. Is that kind of your cup of tea?
I don't like the bezel and the moon phase. If you look at that moon phase, the bezel's a little cheesy here. Let me while you go through that, let me find one that I like. Bragster.
You love Breguet Bear, don't you?
I love Breguet very much.
But is that the
Would you
more
pay
sports
retail for
Breguet or
Breguet?
the dress one?
I would never buy Breguet at retail.
Would you prefer the sports ones or the dress Breguets? There.
I would go Marine.
Oh, not one of the Type 20 or Type 21, Type 22.
Type 20 I love. That's my favorite. But 21 and 22 are too big in my opinion.
Hmm.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, the 7147 is actually pretty nice. Got the off-centered small seconds, but it's got the Breguet numerals, the palm hands. Just very simple and classic. 7147.
Yeah.
7147. 7147.
Got some
That's
super
the
chats
classic.
here.
Just calling it up. Tanzeel, $5. Jin invented the term Phoenix brand. Name the best Phoenix brand that the panel likes.
So the term Phoenix brand, is a term for those that don't know. It's a brand that died and that was revived. And it's not a brand that most people either know that they're a Phoenix brand. A lot of the brands they try to say their history is a lot longer than they actually are. So we coined that term about 4 or 5 years ago on this channel. Just around those kind of brands, because people were, I think they were muddying the history, I think, a bit with the brands, and so let's talk Phoenix brands here. So opening it to the panel, what's your favorite Phoenix brand?
For me, blank pan.
For me,
I can say
Lange.
that as well.
For me, Lange.
I have to agree with. Actually, yeah, I'll go with Lange as well.
I was going to say blanc pain as well.
Ooh. See, I'm a little surprised with Jin. He was trying to pawn off that Jacques Dro fucking bag on me. Like, I'm surprised he's not went after Jacques Dro here.
Is it spicy to say? Is it too spicy to say Urban Jurgensen?
Ooh, I don't know about Urban Jurgensen. Fuck that watch. Look, I think a lot of people, consider. I know Higgins doesn't like the term Phoenix brand for Lange, but there's a lot of brands that's like even Maurice Grossman's like trying to say that they're have some lineage to Maurice Grossman. There's no fucking lineage, man. Like, and I think the biggest thing on the Phoenix brand part is like everyone says, well, they're so much better than Paddock, they're so much better than Vacheron, so much better than this. The part they don't understand is without Paddock, without Vacheron, without AP, Lange wouldn't exist. The watch industry would have died. So
correct.
They have the ability to make these pieces because of those brands, and that has value to it. So this is why we don't give them the same.
True there. Very, very true. Stuart Crook, £2. Hi, Arch. Thoughts on the Zenith Defy Ceramic Classic? It can't be 4mm. Classic, I think it means 40. Let's have a look here. Zenith Defy.
Stuart is really pushing Zenith today.
Yes, he is there. I gotta be. Just whack that one on there. Mike's there. Hey, Mike.
They're a good brand, Zenith.
Zenith Defy Ceramic. Now, I got to be totally honest with you. I never really liked these I never really liked ceramic. I've always been scared of hairline cracks. But the Defy itself, the standard Defy, I got to tell you, I actually looked at one of these. I think that's a fucking sexy looking watch. That's actually not a bad watch, that.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a Laureato.
Yes. Bear, what's your go, Bear? What do you think? You have one of these Zeniths, don't you?
No, I don't. I had a Zenith Chronomaster. The Daytona Zenith. That's the only Zenith I ever experienced. It was pretty.
Tan, are you a Zenith man? Any Zenith for you? What do you think? Defy?
The only Zenith I'd get is the Rolex Daytona.
That's the one I had. Yeah.
And Zin Ting Lei, you've tried some of these exotics. What do you think of the Defy?
I like it. I actually like the ones that look Hublot-y. Because I think
they don't look Hublot-y. Come on.
Because
I like the blue ceramic.
No, because that's the whole thing. The ceramic ones. Look at that. That's Hublot-y, isn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely Hublot-y, but kind of.
That looks Hublot.
No. Jim, would you describe Archie's figure as Hublot-y?
No, not my cup of tea though.
Now,
your
let's
cup
have a
of
look
tea is
here.
Todd, we know that. I'm going to pull this one up here.
CB, $10. Tan, pull up the Roman Gouthier Logical One. I'm interested to hear if the Pontiff think of this watch versus the Freak.
Pontiff, it's a great deal. It's only about $250,000. Great opportunity, great value.
All right, Archie, I got this up. The Roman Gautier Heritage Logical One.
Yeah, we all need one of those.
I gotta say, I like it
Every
more
man needs Roman Gautier. Every man.
Yes.
All right, so let's start with which one here. We got a couple here. We got the white gold. We got two white ones. All white gold editions, actually. So
interesting how they got the chain. They got the chain driven. You see that? The chain.
Yeah, that is cool.
I can buy a house for that much.
Yeah.
Zoom in here for you guys a bit. AC3, what are your thoughts here, guys? What are you guys' thoughts?
It's a bit Jacob and Co, no?
Yes.
Oh no.
No. This is more stylish.
Look right here. You can see where I'm circling. This is hand finished, guys.
Look
see right
how
on-
gorgeous
Just the
that.
style, though, as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Bear.
No. I don't listen, Mike. I agree with you. This is definitely not Jacob and Co. This is gorgeous watch.
This just has this just fucking reeks of style everywhere. All the
And
curves,
filthy rich.
all the curves and the shape of the movement of the back pieces and everything, and the chain drive. And I'm not a big fan of asymmetrical watches, but I mean the way they've pulled this one off, I honestly don't. There's only one or two others that I've seen that I can't think of them now because I don't know that much about watches. But this one, fucking.
I
really-
gotta tell you, you know what, Tan? Honestly, he's asking me. I am interested to hear what the Pontiff think of this watch versus the Freak. Okay, let's not talk about the money side, but I think I like the chain. That's so fucking funky. I like this one more, Bear. It's more classical than the Freak.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
But you just told me, Bear, this is absolute ridiculous.
No. But they all gorgeous. I like that one.
Well, yeah. Look, read what I'm highlighting here. CB obviously bought all of them because we're deeply sorry, but this reference is no longer available to order. So, congratulations, CB. This is an excellent piece. Let's keep the super chats moving because I think
it's 43 mil, Bear. It's a nice big size. That's a nice size.
Wow.
Stud Muffin, $2. It's obvious Archie is bored. No drama. Just need KL. Kuala Viking Lumpa. And we've got Tanzil, $5. AC3. Tell us where you would go in Kuala Viking Lumpa with the Jin Ting Blur. You know, I wanted to take you to Beach Club. That's where I wanted to take you, Beach Club. But it's closed. Apparently it's closed. It's closed down.
Have
Beach
you
Club.
been to there's that bar on the, is it the Banyan Tree? The
Yes.
Sky Bar? That's
Yes.
pretty cool. And they built the new tower, didn't they? The big, it's taller than the Petronas Tower.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I should. I haven't seen it yet, but I'd like to.
Yeah. They got a fantastic train from the airport to the city in KL.
Do they now? I don't think they used to, did they? Because I remember.
Oh, it's been there for a couple of years.
Oh yeah.
Look at this young, handsome guy. Ghost of AC3's Lost Youth, $2. Swale, Pure Class, Phoenix brand. Thank you so much.
Did you keep that tie from like a couple years before? Like it's a bit short, isn't it?
That was when I was 16, I think.
But the tie was probably from when you were like 8 or something, right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It was a YSL tie. I remember that.
Oh, wow.
Stuart Crook, £2. Ha. Push the Zenith IWC versus Zenith. Defy versus Ingy.
Now, generally, I prefer Zenith over IWC as a brand, but I prefer the Ingy as a watch.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I tend to, and I like the. I had the 3227. That was the one with the in-house movement. IWC really went crazy. They changed the Ingenieur from being like a Milgauss scientist watch into a sports chronograph. They changed the narrative. They rewrote the narrative, which I think they lost something doing that.
Wasn't it some branding with the AMG, Mercedes AMG?
Yes, they had an AMG Mercedes version as well. That's correct. Yes.
I didn't see the connection between those concepts.
No, that's a fair point.
Well, you had both Zenith and IWC. Well, not IWC. You had the no, you had an Ingenieur. I know that at one point, and you had the Zenith Open Heart at the same time. Right? Yeah, you had both at the same time.
Yes.
So, but it seemed like you liked the Ingenieur a lot more than the Open Heart.
The Open Heart was actually an amazing watch. Like it was, I thought it was like a pseudo. It was a
hillbilly tourbillon. Hillbilly tourbillon.
Jen,
Huh?
unfortunately, this
Okay.
comment's from me, so you won't get blocked on Clyde's number. But all these watches using one owe the original to number one, if we could find one in the real world.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So it's here we go. Tanzil $5. AC3. Let's go shopping in Jin's favorite site, the Glass Shooter Original.
It's a company
Yes.
I like.
And Jin, I guess while he pulls that up, give us a bit of background. You went to Glashütte yourself. You visited Glashütte, and apparently everything was closed. How was the trip to the small German town?
It was a Sunday, so I think not a lot is open. They have a museum that's open 7 days a week, but the staff don't speak English. Like, everything's in German, so just kind of have to go with the flow and figure it out. And I mean, you're there to look at watches.
No, I mean, most Germans and French speak English, though.
Oh yeah, most Germans speak English well. I think
No, but they just like to piss off. They like to piss off foreigners by pretending they don't.
No speak English.
But yeah, I know it was good. They had some cool stuff in there, like the
no sprechen the English.
Many Europeans get pissed off at English people because they go to their country expecting them to be understood. I think there's an element of that in France, in Germany, maybe even Spain, I'm not sure. So, whereas if you go make an effort with the language and then see you're struggling, I found that they tend to actually then have some mercy on you and then start speaking English.
Well, ABC, I really hope that they speak English in Spark Hill. So.
No, they'll speak Patwari.
Oh, so I don't understand any Patwari, so.
Jin
probably speaks more than I do. Jin probably speaks more than I do.
I lived in France for a short while, and I took the advantage of the fact that most of them spoke English because I was very young, and I tried when I could, but it was to my advantage that most people spoke English and that I could get around without having to depend on my 2 years of high school French, because I wouldn't have gotten very far.
Dan, you got a super chat
Just
from
1
CB.
minute. CB, $10. One more, and I will leave you alone with this geeky
let me get this one up here in a second. You can keep reading it. Sorry.
Please pull up the Groenfeld chronograph, and I would like to know Pontiff's opinion between this and Logical One. That's another one of these super expensive brands, Groenfeld. Bearhead, does your AD, do you know anyone who stocks this sort of stuff?
Yeah,
No.
No.
I don't know
Groenfeld.
anyone that owns this stuff either.
Well, CB does. CB is a resident non-hype big watch collector, super collector.
He likes micro brands, does he?
All right, CB, we're looking at the chronograph.
Holy shit, look at these here. What's with...
Obviously, CB knows he's bought them all. They're sold out, guys.
1941. Look at that. Look at that reptile. That looks like some sort of lizard. Look at this. Wow, look at this here.
So this was the original one's in tantalum, 25 pieces.
You know, this is kind of a mix. If you crossed Breguet Classique with MB&F Bear, what do you think?
Yeah, exactly.
No? It's sort of. I mean, it's a lovely piece of work.
Wow.
Holy shit!
That's beautiful.
This is manual wind.
Love the crown. Love the lugs. My
yeah,
God.
the lugs are beautiful.
What is this? The chronograph?
No, yes, it is. It is a chronograph. Yes.
No,
yes,
but isn't it called the chronograph? Is that the one that they asked you to pull up?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Man, that's kind of like the previous one we were looking at. It's got a lot going on.
Is this six figures as well? In terms of
From the
165,000
three,
euro.
Wow.
from the three watches, he gave us the privilege to see it. This is my least favorite.
It's 165,000 euro. It's a remontoir,
wow.
chronograph. Like, look, this is honestly, CB. Like, you know, I know that you've been kind of going against the hype. The hype freak, who's been, you know, the hype train's taken over the Archieverse, but these are some spectacular watches. Like, honestly, blown away. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah, Chingao. Hey, I gotta take my mom home. I'll be right back.
All
No
right,
worries.
See you, Mike.
Hey, just very quickly there, Tanzil Darger
quick.
has asked me if he can have his full admin back because he wants to run a show. Is that okay?
I mean, I don't really know the update of what's going on, so should ask the bear, not me.
Of course, man. If he wants to run the show, he should have. That's the purpose of the keys.
Okay. Thank you.
We got a super chat here from Stuart Crook, £2. Arch, Hoyer Monaco versus Zenith Port Royal Chrono.
Oh my God. You know what? The Zenith Port Royal chronograph. Do you like that watch? Have you seen that?
I haven't.
Have a look at this. It's in a weird case. It's a squadra. It's unsellable squadras there. That's where those cases went. You know, they made all these cases there.
That looks so ugly. That looks so
What do you
ugly.
think?
Oof, rough.
I love the Monaco. Caliber 11 is a beautiful watch. You'd have to go Caliber 11.
Monaco is iconic piece. And Monaco is most beautiful square watch ever made.
Ooh, for somebody who loves the Santos, saying that's a big statement there.
No. I didn't mean like that. Sorry, I stand corrected. If Santos is in a line of fire, I will give my life for it.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. I just wanted to let you know that I set up the show per Bear's time, 7 p.m. my time, Central Time.
Beautiful.
The dungeon.
Beautiful.
And I'd like to ask you something. If you don't mind, can you not make any changes? And if you have a half hour to appear in the dungeon, and anybody who has an interest in being in talking about their status as far as admin and co-host, if they have an interest in it, they're your friend. They could show up in the dungeon and let's air it out openly. Is that a good idea for you?
Today I can't, but we can do it tomorrow.
Okay, let's do it tomorrow. So don't make any changes from what we set up until tomorrow.
That gives you the answer regarding the Dodger.
I already did Dodger. I already gave him the
change him back. Change him back because I don't think
it's not. Yeah, listen.
I don't think a lot of people understand what the definition of co-host and admin is. So we're gonna square that all out in the open. So there's no hurt feelings. There's no nothing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sirocco, if I have no problem with you, you know that. I've tried to reiterate that to you. Narc, I see that he opened it up. If any drama is going to happen, let it happen on the dungeon. No more on the main show. And we're going to explain to all your audience the structure that we have set up, the WhatsApp, and
Beautiful.
Anybody that has an interest in running shows and doing anything, let's all air it out in the open and get it, squared away like men.
Yes.
Okay. So tomorrow.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Yes.
Tonight,
So you understand no changes, right?
Yeah, we're still going to do a show tonight. We're going to do a show tonight. It's, a couple hours, maybe 2, 3, 11 hours. Who knows?
I will link to that show immediately. Okay. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank you, boys.
So much.
All right. So
See you later.
Sorry,
See you, Carl.
See you, Carly. To answer Stuart Crook's super chat, I think the panel, I'm not going to speak for everybody right now in case anyone disagrees. I'm going Hoyer Monaco, Archie Hoyer Monaco, Bear Hoyer Monaco, Jin and ABC. What do you guys think?
I like that Zenith that's on the middle row on the far left.
Middle row on the far left. This one?
Yeah, I don't hate that. I quite like that because it's a more functional chronograph. I mean, the Hoyer has Is that a half an hour chronograph? I like the 12-hour chronos. I use them quite a bit, and it's got a tachymeter. That's pretty cool.
All right, so we got the answer. Let's move it on. We got CB.
And the link has been set in place there. The link has been set in place. $5 from CB Arch for all three pieces I asked to pull up. The devil is in the technical details.
And another super chat from him.
One
as
more
well.
from CB.
Another one from CB, $5. Out of the three, the best investment would be the Groenfeld if you could get one, just in case Bear has some spare cash.
Archie,
Can you
forward me pay ahead?
US dollars, not in Canadian dollars. US dollars.
Can you send me payment now? Send me payment now, Archie.
Now.
You need about 165,000 months worth, but yeah. CB, did you were you interested in the limited to 25? Because I think they were saying that there's like 100 more coming out in a different amount. I don't know if they said steel or what have you, but yeah, just let us know. I don't think there's any more. So I think we're caught up, Archie. So you got to go back to my super chat, which is going shopping in the Glass Shitter Original site with the Tingler.
The Tingler. I got to tell you, Tingler, you love this brand, and can I tell you, I'm actually prepared to give you some concessionary starters, okay?
Okay.
I like this Senator, the Senator range. You a fan of the Senator range?
Yeah. It's actually my favorite.
The Pano, they look a bit, the Pano looks a bit like a Lung A1, and the Specialiste looks like a blank pane. Is that awful to say? I can see other, but the Senator at least is a bit individual. And I got to say, this one up on the screen here, that's pretty fucking sexy.
I like how they've done the dial symmetry. I think with the way that they do their big date, and they can kind of put things in unusual positions.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah. Bear, you love this brand, Glassuit, don't you?
No, not at all. I dislike it very much.
I will say, I think the only problem is that their watches tend to be rather big and thick.
Yes.
Because of the movements. So
yes,
you have these really nice, elegant designs, but they're
40 mil, 42 mil. That's not.
Kind of
44 mil. Actually, look, some of these are 44. These two register here are 44. Yeah, okay, they're a bit chunky monkey. You're saying?
Yeah, it's
dinner
not as
plate specials, Tan. Dinner plate specials.
Not for the Society for Thin Dress Watches, that's for sure.
That one on the screen looks pretty nice, but I got to be honest with you, I don't think I could ever buy one of these.
That's fine.
But you got a good deal. You bought one, and that was on the pre-owned market, didn't you? You bought pre-owned. You went pre-owned, baby.
Can we see the watch that Tingler actually owns from Glashuda?
Yes. What do you own there?
The Navigator. The original.
The original Glass Shitter himself.
Yeah. No, I think I think it's a interesting brand because, I think the big date is the best big date that I've seen, just because it's 2 discs on the same plane, no divider. So I think it looks great, and I like that I really don't feel that their designs are that similar to other brands. Obviously Longa is a neighbor and kind of shares some of the same DNA, so there is some similarity. But yeah, you're getting kind of not Longa quality, but you're getting very solid quality at a pretty decent price.
But is it value we're looking for? If we want value, wouldn't we just go and get a Presage?
You could.
They
have these. If you go to the Lufthansa lounges, they have the Glashütte clocks. You know, some places they have the Rolex clocks or the IWC clocks, but yeah,
and by the way, Archie, Jin says Lufthansa is one of the best for first class. Says the drinks are some of the best.
Wow.
Well, they are the
Wow.
world's largest purchaser of caviar.
Incredible. Lufthansa.
How's it going, boys?
Hello,
GMT.
Mr. Sexy.
What's happening?
Stay sexy. Stay
I just,
sexy, I hope.
I always staying sexy. Just finished the gym. I feel real sexy now. I just thought I'll come on and just declare my love for Glasuto because I'm a big fan of him. I know there's not a lot of people out there that like him, but I absolutely love him. So, Jin, I'm with you, my man. You're not on your own. Don't worry about that. There's a few of us out there. So I own one, so I'm proud to say that I do. And I'm probably going to cop a lot of shit for it, but hey, you do that for the brands you love.
GMT, you have a Pam on a bracelet. You can't get any more of a target.
And do you know how many
that.
compliments? You know the funny thing is? Do you know how many compliments I get for that watch? Heaps. Funny enough.
You know,
funny enough.
Ken, I like the Pams that are not really Pams, right? Like I love the Duet. I love the 40, like the white, the 40 mil Pam. I forget the reference, but that in white on a white strap, like as a ladies' watch, I think that would be the coolest ladies' watch ever. Or a men's watch. I mean, it was, I think, made as a men's watch. But
okay,
still.
so which of these, Archie? What do you think of these Duets? Number one, these are the what is it? 50 meter water resistance, 30. I don't know how much it is.
Exactly, 30 meter, I believe. And I actually love that blue one. You know, I had a friend who had that blue one. And you look at it, you think, fuck, because the color of the dial is integrated into the strap. They do it so fucking well. The only problem is here, Tan.
TGV just became Paneristic. He bought his first Panerai.
Okay, then I hate Panerai.
Just to let you know, and it's a 40 millimeter, and it's beautiful.
You really know how to put a doom and gloom on a brand, don't you, Bear?
yeah, and he's gonna wear it when he goes to Firenze.
Panerai italiano, Luminor, iconico.
Tanzil, $5. Let's talk Gerald Gentry design. Time to pull up the pole routers. Tingler to tell us a bit about the pole routers, and which is ideal to buy. Universal Geneve.
Got some pole routers up here. The tuxedos. So Jim, tell us a bit about the pole routers.
Well, I'm not really. I mean, there's so many places you can read about them, right? Like Hodinkee used to fawn over them, and then of course all the other quote unquote influencers kind of jumped on board the hype train. But they're cool, like because it's a Genta design. It has kind of some history. I mean, I think it was designed. I think they gave it as a watch to some of the pilots, but it's not like it's an actual. I mean, I guess it was kind of a tool for a while.
Would you get the gold pole router? Would you? And is this solid gold? Is it like plated? Like what is it?
This one is plated, I think. It's like a two-tone. This is like kind of a monstrosity. That brand really fell off the rails in like the 70s, and I think this is one of those 70s, 80s.
Because Archie, when we were streaming like 4 or 5 years ago, the pole routers, like Jim was saying, Hodinkee was really, they were spruiking it, and the prices were going up. And I know Jin had bought. I think the first time I met him, he had bought a compact. I think. And I was looking for a pole router at the time, and I don't know if they've kind of fallen out of favor and if they're a good buy now. Like, I really like. For me, this tuxedo, this one, like I like this one. I don't know, because there's like micro rotor versions. Like, what is the ideal? What is the pole router to get if you're to get a pole router?
I think you should go either steel tuxedo no date, or gold tuxedo, solid gold tuxedo no date, or gold on gold no date. Mine is solid gold. It was yellow gold, but now it's turned almost rose, which I like, and it's gold on gold, but it has a date, so that's why I'm not happy with it. It has a date.
Micro router.
Oh, the micro rotor ones are the ones to get for sure. Because yeah. You know what they actually made? They have pull router subs. So that is a diver pull router. I mean, that is cool.
Archie, what do you think of pole routers? Pole router. Gerald Gentra design pole router.
Actually, look at the back. This actually looks quite nice on the back here. It's not Patek finishing, but it's certainly it's nicely done. Nicely done. Often they had a that dreaded rolled gold. You like rolled gold? You know, Amiga did a lot of rolled gold. Rolex did rolled gold. You know this, Bear?
Yeah, that's true.
They committed many sins.
Arch, well, you would remember this, Arch. There was a time when Nina Rint compacts, Universal Chanel Nina Rint compacts were going for more than vintage Daytonas.
Yes.
Boys, I'm gonna head off. I'll talk to you later on. Stay sexy. We'll talk again soon.
Stay sexy. You're opening up. How's business going back? You going back to business?
No, I haven't gone. No, I haven't gone back yet. I've still got until the end of. I start next Monday. I went in this morning. I checked things out, and yeah, I'll be starting next Monday.
Okay, that's good.
So I'll be back on again.
Got to pay for that Christmas expenditure.
All right.
John, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Take care, boys. Stay sexy. Ciao.
See you. What a great guy.
All right. There's been some question for your takes on a bunch of watches. So Forbin's been asking about your take on Piaget. So Archie, read this. You're going to pull this up.
Forbin wants gin and Tanzil, $5. Forbin wants gin and AC3's take on Pigwet. Pull up the side arch and let's go shopping, big boy. And you know, I kind of the guy in the 70s, it was the Piaget Polo, wasn't it? That's the one you had, the watch. Remember the Piaget?
Well, let's go deep. Let's look at the collections. Go into the site and let's look at the collections, and then we can pick one that we all like. Because Bear's bored in the airport. You know, he's having a good time. ABC, it's the middle of the night in England. Like the kids are asleep. Let's go shopping.
Yeah,
let's go shopping.
The polo, the original polo was cool. I mean, that was the one that was the watch you wore when you were like, you know, flying the Concorde or going to Saint-Tropez or to Rio as a jet setter. I mean, that was the Spitz in the 70s.
Now, Bear is a huge polo fan. You know that, don't you? Aren't you?
Quickly before you get into that.
Yeah, I do like it very much, actually.
Vintenier, what brand of beer Lufthansa business class offers mostly? Heineken?
Löwenbräu.
No, it's something horrible. It's horrible in German. Was it Beck's?
Oh, Beck's is great beer, man.
Beck's is great beer.
Well, it's better than Heineken, I guess. That's what I remember last time. Honestly, their business class is not that great. It's actually pretty bad.
So not in their first class, because their first class you said is really like high-end champagnes and stuff.
Yeah. I think if you want like good drinks, I haven't flown them, I haven't been to Asia in a long time, but EVA had really good, like their business class drink menu was almost a first class level drink menu.
Eva, you fly, it's the Taiwanese airline.
Yeah, I wanted to fly their Hello Kitty plane.
Yes, the Hello Kitty, that's right.
Special, they give out special amenity kits and stuff on that flight. I mean, just to see like how weird is the experience, but.
All right, boys, let's go through. Archie, show us the collections here. Show us the collections. We'll look at what we like here.
Here we go. Let's have a look here. We're looking at Piaget. I tell you the truth, I like simple. This here would have to be one of my choices here. Look at this simple. Ooh, it's expensive. Look at this here. Steel, black dial, automatic, Piaget. Look at that. Just absolutely.
What is special about this one? Because I think most of them retail at, is this Aussie?
Yeah, Aussie
Okay.
dollars.
I was thinking,
yeah.
wow, they raised the prices a lot. But yeah, that makes sense.
No, that's so they're about 30% cheaper. I got to be honest with you. I kind of think if I was, you said which one would I like? I would want to have as little pain as possible. So that's the other reason I would go for one of these here, to have as little pain as possible. This is normally what the toy boys are given by their women folks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You would bought one of these.
Hey, I'll take one. So if there's any women who would buy me one,
yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. Here we go. How does that look on the wrist? It's sophisticated. What do you think, Bear? Is that the image you'd want? Look at that, black and white, very.
I think that's a beautiful watch. I really mean that. I love the aesthetics of that watch.
So Joma Shop, I think back in 2017, they had a Christmas sale. Back then, I think the US retail was about 9,500, and they were selling them for $6,000, the blue dial ones. I mean, obviously, looking back, you would wish you had bought one. I wish I would have bought one, but yeah.
Now we've got Tan Seal, $5. Panel thoughts on Chopak Antarctique. Give me the value proposition of why you should buy one over Royal Oak.
Show us.
There we go.
Go to Chopak's website. Show us the Antarctique.
That is the only Chopek I would actually consider buying, and I would never buy it over Royal Oak.
Archie used to be the salesman, Archie. Say you're selling for Chopek. Show us the Antarctique and why I should buy that over a Royal Oak.
I got to tell you, the big thing is, Bear, the reason I'd buy this over a Royal Oak is you might be able to get one of these, Bear. Look at this. Oh, where is that? Where's the antique? Oh, look at this, Bear. Chopic. I got to tell you, Bear, I don't look at that pattern on the dial. It's quite the blue. Passage de Drake. That's the okay. Fair enough. Bear. What can I say here, Bear? You know what?
I love this watch. There's no question about it.
I'm not sure, Bear. I just couldn't do it, Bear. This is a Phoenix brand and a half, if there ever was a Phoenix brand, don't you think? Tan?
Well, Chopik never. I think
it's not a Phoenix brand; it's a new brand.
It's a new brand, and I think the only like they are pretty clear about the fact that they have no lineage to Chopik. Unlike a Maurice Grossman. Maurice Grossman, like, you know, if you go to their website, like they talk about a loose lineage to Maurice Grossman. Like there was, after Maurice Grossman was gone, there was like a school named after him, and they're honoring that. Like, it's just, why would you do that, right? Like, you're definitely clearly trying to like cash in on the name. So that is the dishonest part about this. But
median left on once again, number 5. Once again, passengers seated in rows 11 through 20.
11 to 20, Bear, come on.
Although, do you think that there is a case to be said that, do you maybe kind of almost need to do that to start a new brand, though? Because it's like, would you buy a mechanical watch that has a brand that says, okay, we have no heritage, we were founded in 2020? I think part of it's such a, like an arcane thing that you're buying, something that you don't need it to tell the time because you have a million other things which would tell you the time a lot better. And so don't you kind of have to build up the mystique, even if it's kind of cringy and fake?
Yeah, but I mean, Jin, you know, Tesla, you could say the same thing about Tesla. There's no link between Tesla car company and Tesla of old, you know, the inventor.
That's true.
So that's kind of, it's a tribute to that guy. You know what a popular name was in the 1900s was Marconi. Marconi, you know, Marconi.
Yeah, what was it? Was that because of the telegraph?
I think Rolex even had a name like Marconi registered. They had, what did they have? It was kind of a brand, because remember Rolex, that was just a that was just a name they picked. It was nothing. It didn't mean anything, you know.
So to answer Jin's question, look, there are brands that did not take, you know, they didn't try to
I just
capture
want
an
to
old
say that I'm
name.
very impressed with Archie that he actually knew that about Marconi. Rolex
Marconi,
Marconi
yeah.
was.
I think Archie just thought it was macaroni, but
Archie is the pontiff no matter what.
look, like if you're talking about brands that didn't do that,
Well,
FP
also
Journe,
remember Tudor. Tudor was
FP,
just like an English brand too, isn't it? Like that's just a pseudo.
well,
You know,
look,
Tudor's that.
well, even the word Rolex, right? Like Hans Wilsdorf made that name up just because it's easy to pronounce in multiple languages, right? Tudor is, you know, a mark to the history of, you know, England.
England.
Yeah, and so like, look, there's reason for that, and it's not that he's, you know, using a brand that existed in the past, because this is what like a Chapek is doing, and even arguably I'd say Lange is doing. Looking at brands that didn't do that and actually went on their own name, FP Journe, right? FP Journe started not too long ago, used his own name, and built his brand off of his own name. Kari Voutilainen, you know, a lot of these independent guys are using their own name. They didn't go and, you know, capture a name from, you know, that existed in the past and say, well, we're paying homage to Maurice fucking Grossman. And they're not resting on the laurels of their own work. And so I don't believe Lange needs to use someone else's name because they make great watches, but this is kind of the shitty part about the industry, is they're trying to capture the history. And this is why I disagree with people that say, oh, they're better than this or they're better than that, because you're totally ignoring or why would you pay this much for a Patek? Well, look, Lange wouldn't exist if Patek wasn't there, you know, to keep, you know, the watch industry going. So you got super chatter from Stud Muscle.
$2. It's okay to disagree. Don't be a bad snob. BWYL. What does that mean? Don't BW. I don't get that. What is that acronym?
No idea.
BWYL. Bitch with you later.
Buy what you like.
Buy what
you like. Yes, there we go.
Oh.
So the Stern family wanted to start making watches and bought a dead brand named Patek Philippe. I mean, Patek Philippe was going under. They were under financial trouble. Stern was doing business with, they were the dial makers for Patek Philippe.
Correct. Dials, yes.
So there was a bidding war between the Stern family and I believe it was Lecoultre at the time. And because Lecoultre would make the movements, or a lot of movement design was coming from Lecoultre, and Sterns were making the dials, and Sterns end up buying the brand. And yeah, I mean, it's look, I think it's different in that sense compared to a brand that completely died, went under for God knows how long, and then another person or another group is trying to revive the brand name and use that name to say, well, we got this lineage of history. You look at Blancpain, they talk about lineage of history till the 1800s or 1700s. It's like, look, that's not true. And it's just, it's deceiving. And for new collectors that don't understand that, they think, oh, well, this is on par with the brands that stuck around like Vacheron did, you know, which is just not true.
Exactly. Exactly. Would you ever buy a Krapek? Would you buy a Krapek? Krapek.
Krapek.
Would you buy one?
Look, I'll save that question to the panel. Jin, would you buy a Krapek?
No.
And why wouldn't you buy a Krapek?
Because there are so many other things that I would buy if I was looking to spend that kind of money.
Would you ever buy that Chaikin, the Russian brand?
Konstantin Chaikin. Those are ETA movements with modules on them too, by the way. It's just the design of them that is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, is there also some of that too? Is that, I mean, it's almost, one of the things that I don't like is that, you know, in order for something, you have all these watches that with certain, I guess, quote unquote, national identities, but everybody wants to make their watches in Switzerland, or in rare cases, you know, you have German brands as well, but basically Switzerland is the place. So
yes.
And it sounds kind of ridiculous when you have like these Polish names on Swiss watches, or like a Finnish name on a Swiss watch. But like, I mean, obviously there's a lot of suppliers and stuff based in Switzerland, but why couldn't you just go to any country in Europe and make your watches? It shouldn't be looked down upon if you can get the right people together and, you know, do a good job. Like Hebring, I think they're like the only one that are kind of doing it outside of the watchmaking heartland.
You know, the funny thing is, you look back on
I
this
like
thing,
that.
you know,
I like that Austrian micro brand. They're very cool. They're very, very cool, and price is fair.
I agree.
the funny thing is,
there's a good comment from Thomas Burnett.
Thomas
Group
Burnett,
bought out.
the Chopard Group bought out Ferdinand Berthaud name in 2015 and have been successful in building it up, having GPHG winning watches. It shows that they are passionate about their investment.
Yeah, look, I don't think anyone's saying that, you know, like a long game, a lot of these brands don't make good watches, right? But it kind of listen to what Jin said. He's like, he's talking about opportunity costs. It's like, well, with that same amount of money, I'm not going to go spend that potentially on this versus something else. And part of that is, you know, what the hell's that noise?
It's probably...
I just muted Jen. So, yeah, look, like part of what you're buying to is the brand, and whether people believe that that's the case or not, it's like, I was thinking about this earlier. I'm like, in reality, you don't always just go, like, I use the car example, right? A Nissan GTR, you know, is a fast car. It's sometimes faster than...
It's an amazing car.
Yeah, but, you know, are you going to spend Nissan GTR money for a Porsche 911 money, right? And at the end of the day, you know, people still perceive it as a Nissan, you know, whereas the Porsche 911's got history. You know, people like the design. It may not be as fast, right? Just like certain watches may be, you know, finished a bit better or technically different. But a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot more that goes into the purchase than just that. And the brand is definitely part of it. You are paying a certain amount for a certain brand, and you want to wear a certain brand as well. You might like the design or what have you. But, you know, I think that these brands, like Thomas is talking about, yeah, they should, you know, really pitch themselves on their actual work and not try to steal a name because that's what they're doing. They're taking a name and they want to get instant gratification of like the Porsche name, right?
Yes.
You know, it's like if the Nissan GTR came in and called themselves, you know, Bugatti, and say Bugatti had gone under. They call themselves Bugatti and they say, well, we're Bugatti, you know, because they want to take that name, right? No, rest on the laurels of what you've actually done. Don't pick up a fucking another person's name, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right there. It's an interesting thing. You know, the funny thing is, you know, the Swiss were actually discounting movements. The English were considered the most prestigious movement makers. And the Swiss kind of...
That is correct. That is correct.
And the English, they've kind of... It's kind of died off, you know. It's an amazing sort of history, but and in this modern context, it doesn't really matter where something's made, does it? But if you can understand, it's like Italy, where they have Ferrari and Lamborghini. They have all these parts makers and tuners, and I think when you have a center point, it attracts that sort of talent, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's a lot of supercar makers out there that make competitive cars, or they make, you don't even hear about them, right? Because, you know, and people will still gravitate to Ferrari. They'll still gravitate to Lamborghini. You know, they want to buy that history. They want to buy the brand, you know, and whether right or wrong, right? Like that's why these watches won't sell. And these watchmakers understand that, you know, these guys didn't put Chapek on the dial, you know, just, you know, picking a name out of the Polish, you know, going up to find me Polish names and Polish phone book. Like, no, they strategically picked this name. But I don't think maybe it's Czech, not Polish. I don't know. But the reality is
it's Polish. It's Polish.
They were definitely pretty
respect to Dodger, if you don't mind. It's Polish.
And
There you
Paul
go.
Silesius. Paul Silesius.
Yes, Paul Silesius.
And look, to me, that's a bit, it's definitely a bit deceiving. And they should, like, again, FP Journe didn't do that. FP Journe, built his brand and is very successful right now, and you can't take that away from them.
Very true. FP Journe, yes. Stud Muffin, $2. The Nissan GTR came out before the Porsche 911. Oh, he's good. He's good. He's good. Tan, that's for you to respond, Tan.
Is he talking about the Skyline, the original Skyline? Because I think that's its earliest was like late 60s, I believe, maybe like 69.
Did you know what Toyota was a sewing machine maker originally? And that they were just assembling British cars that they imported. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. But I believe the Skyline came out in like 69, whereas the 911 was like early to mid 60s, maybe 63, 64. So I don't think it came out before the 911.
Yeah, 911s. I tell you what, Tan, that'd have to be one of the most amazing cars ever made.
Yeah, the 356 was definitely. I mean, Porsche existed earlier than the 911. We're speaking specifically about the 911, but yeah, the 356 is obviously the predecessor.
Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? Joplin had a 356.
My favorite Porsche is the Panamera, and it has been since it came out. I like that it's not a Porsche. That's what I like. Well, I mean, it's more so than like a Cayenne, but it's like an S-Class, but not an S-Class. And
yes,
I'm attracted to that kind of genre
concept.
Like how I'm attracted to dress watches.
Amazing. You're a BMW. You're a Mercedes man now. You're a Mercedes man.
Yeah, I drive my entry-level Mercedes with my entry-level Rolex. So it's
there's nothing entry-level about you.
The Archie lifestyle, living the lifestyle that
there's
I love.
Nothing entry-level about you. Tanzil, $5. Shrinkage is here. Pull up the Grand Seiko site for the shrinkage that sees 5 to 7 Grand Seikos on a weekly basis. Grand Seiko. Let's call this baby up, guys. I'm going to bring this baby up for you guys to have a look at. And I got to tell you something. Grand Seiko, I got very angry. A friend of mine had the agency to it. They pulled the plug via an email. That's like getting dumped by a fucking text message. Have you ever been dumped by a text message?
Yeah, I think when I presented my first paid review, I got an instant message from you, an automatic message that said my paid review would be done in about 2 to 4 years. So,
thank you. Boom. Thank you, Tan. Grand Seiko. I gotta be honest with you. You remember I went down.
Shrinkage is posting what he wants to get. Tell us if this is a good one or should we get him something else.
This is our.
He likes the SPGM 221. That's the one with the eggshell.
Now the thing I don't understand is look at this. Look at their collection, right? How the fuck do we find it? SBG, all these fucking reference numbers. Look at these reference numbers.
This is an issue for them. I agree.
Like Rolex, it has reference numbers, yes, but see Seiko. Grand Seiko doesn't have a fucking way. SBG, there's no passion or romance in that. That's exactly what's wrong. So we have Watchfinder.
I think if you go to collections,
give it to me. Give me the reference number. SBGA. What's the one he wants?
SBGM.
SBGM for Mary.
Yes.
M. Yeah.
221.
221. Okay, let's call this baby up.
It's
Oh yes, the GMT with the aqua.
Yeah.
I love that one actually. That's actually one I really love. I love the shade of that. Look at that. That is 7.2 Aussie. So that's what's about 5,000 US smackaroonies.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you can't hate this, can you? It's automatic. Look at this watch. Look at this. Guys, do you love that? What do you think? Go for it, Ron.
Is this the one he was talking about, or?
Yeah. This is my favorite as well, but I kind of wish it didn't have a date.
Oh yes, I understand. It is a nice watch.
Yeah. Yeah, and they look good. And
Bear hates Grand Seiko. Bear hates it. Bear hates Grand Seiko. He can't get his head around.
I can tolerate the mechanical movement to a certain extent, the high beat movement, but I find that spring movement is bullshit. It's a quartz regulated movement, which annoys the shit in me, and obviously overpriced quartz watches as well. And I especially dislike the marketing bullshit called Ziratsu polishing.
I agree with you on the polishing. But I mean, what do you think of like an FP Journe Elegant? Because that's kind of like an extreme version of what Grand Seiko does with their super quartz movements.
Gorgeous.
Real quick,
$2. The Porsche 911 came out in 1963. It wasn't first.
Well, read what I'm highlighting right now.
The first.
Their quartz movement
in February 1969.
Jin, their quartz movement is a work of art.
Stud Muffin, we're not talking about the Prince Motor Company. You said GTR, the first GTR, 1969. Thank you for your super chat.
And what does that skyline mean? Japanese box. I'll take a couple of those boxes if you don't mind.
So is this the one that Ron wanted to get, or did you guys pick this for Ron?
Yes, no, this is the one. And the best part about it is that 1960s aqua blue. Look at that blue for the GMT hand.
So you don't think like the white birch or like the black birch, these are the new ones. These are the replacements for like the snowflake. You guys aren't fans of those specific ones at all? Like we're talking about a shrink who's going to see 5 to 7 Grand Seikos. Like, why the fuck does he need to know what time zone it is? Like,
that's a good point. We love the shrink. You know that we always loved him. We've got great future hopes for him.
You've never seen those pictures where you kind of stare at it and you see a hidden image, right? I would assume that in Ron's job, you know, he's getting so bored dealing with the Grand Seikos that like if he, you know, probably zoned out and started looking at his, you know, his white birch or his black birch style, it'd probably make his day a bit more interesting, you know. So I'm gonna go with one of the birch styles here. Ron is asking for SBGM221. Let me see if I can find this.
I don't know. Is a Grand Seiko the solution to a boring life? I feel that the Grand
SBG M221. That's what we've got here on the screen, my friend.
No, he wants a real life picture. I got it.
I feel like Grand Seiko is the opposite of something you buy to kind of add excitement to your life.
Opposite to what you buy to add excitement. You've got an exciting life.
It's like you want to spice up your life, so you go and buy a Toyota Avalon. Like it's not like, yes, it's practical and it's okay.
It
but
works.
It's not. It's kind of the wrong thing to buy. So I don't know. That's maybe a more philosophical question. That
Okay, so Ron is not happy that we picked the Grand Seiko for him. So Archie, I'm going to ask you to let's play some Russian roulette with the shrink here. So if we were to get the shrink a watch that is befitting of, you know, shrinkage,
I still can't get over something. He got rid of that beautiful. He had that most beautiful Breitling he got from Bondage. He got rid of that. Why?
Jen, what's your take on his Breitling?
I thought the Breitling was great.
I know he got rid of it. to buy a rehashed Omega Seameister?
I think Breitling is an exciting brand. It's flashy and oversized, and you people see it on your wrist. You notice it's on your wrist. An old Seamaster is just kind of whatever. To me, at least.
Good point.
I don't know. What should he get then? How can he spice up his life and also kind of celebrate his kind of personal and professional achievements in the past, couple years?
Maybe with a Milgauss. What do you think of that? A Milgauss. A Milgauss. That's what he needs, is a Milgauss. What do you think? Is that boring enough? Tanzeel, $5. Time to take a dump on the shrink. He traded his no-date sub 14060M for a 5002 Big Pilot. Pull it up, Arch, and tell us your thoughts. Hashtag Don Haynes.
No stopcock. Go hard on the shrink. He's the man with 4 wrenches on YouTube. So go hard on the shrink. Give him an intervention here, Archie. You're full screen, baby.
Now, I got to be totally honest with you. The Big Pilot itself there, he then flipped it. You know this? He flipped it. That wasn't, I like the Onion. I mean, seriously, I think Ron's biggest problem is he keeps flipping. You got to stay stable. I don't understand why he keeps flipping into things, flipping in, flipping out. Just stay with what you got.
So would you ever trade a no-date sub for this?
Oh my, no. I don't think you could.
So do you think that's...
I remember he was so adamant. He was adamant. This was the one. He was so adamant.
What the fuck, Mikey?
Yeah, I have the same feelings. Like no-date sub and this, the no-date sub is a no-brainer. These watches are cool, but I guess it just takes an acquired taste for them. That big crown.
Then he sold it. He wasn't happy with it.
He did, yeah, of course. And so now what does he have? Nothing?
So Archie, does that sound like a man who's stable that would trade their no-date sub for a Big Pilot? Like, you gotta be a little fucking crazy to do that, in my opinion. Bear's unmuted himself, so I'm ready to unleash the fucking hounds here right now. Go for it, Bear.
Didn't Don Hines did something similar?
Yes.
So that just tells you what kind of people do that kind of shit stuff.
I mean, nothing against the Big Pilot. It's just it doesn't hold a stick to a no-date sub. I mean, having both would be fine.
Now I've got a super chat from my good friend here. He always Stud Muffin, pull up the email. I'm just pulling it up. This is a email on Pedigree Matters. What's he talking about? And this is of course, this is a response to the Zeal. And let's call it up here. Ron, get a Grand Seiko Godzilla. That's the way to go. I'm just calling it up. Just let me get this screen up here. Here we go. I don't see this as being a 911 contender. What do you think there, guys? Let's have a look. The supercars, it's getting supercars nasty. Look at this. That was the first Skyline.
But this isn't the GTR. Yeah, the Skyline brand exists. So do the Porsche brand.
That is so cute.
No, the Skyline is Nissan.
The first generation Skyline. Okay, so that's the Prince Skyline Deluxe.
Right, but it's not a GTR. Like, that's the thing he's not understanding.
Yeah, it's not a GTR. No, it's
like the Skyline exists today. There's the R34 had the I think it's the GTT. There's GTS versions. Like, they're different. The GTR is a specific high performance Skyline. This is not that.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah. And in the past, the Skylines were also known as GTRs. There's I might be mixing brands. Bluebird, I think, is a Toyota, but yeah, back in the day, you know,
Bluebird was a Nissan. That was a Nissan. Bluebird's Nissan.
Okay,
Nissan.
so Bluebird was like
Nissan.
one of the very first early high performance, you know, in the Nissan range, and then they started making the Skylines, the GTRs, all the way up into the, you know, the all-wheel drive hot rods, inline six powered hot rods that competed against the
yeah. Look, guys,
Mark
not the rabbit hole here, guys. So look, look, Porsche, the brand Porsche, right, had a number of cars. The 356.
It was 51 kilowatts.
The predecessor for the Porsche 911 was the 356. Okay.
Yes,
the Skyline
356 bathtub Porsche is what they called them.
The Skyline brand has a number of cars in it. There's the GTT, there's the GTS, and there's the GTR, which is in the current model called the R35 GTR.
Yes.
And so yes, the brand Skyline existed, just like the brand Porsche existed, but the specific car, the 911, which I was comparing to the GTR, two specific high performance cars, the 911 was produced before it. Again, that's not even the point of the point I was making.
Yeah, sure.
The point I was making was that people buy the prestige and the history of certain cars over others. People perceive, you know, the Porsche 911 because of its Porsche's motorsport history. Not to say that Nissan doesn't have motorsport history; they absolutely do. The Porsche is probably one of the single best known in motorsport history, after maybe Ferrari. For that, you know, it's very famous. You know, you can talk about the Le Mans movie where Steve McQueen's driving a 911. Like, it's a very, very, you know, popular high performance sports car. So that's really what it is. We're not talking about the Skyline brand. We're talking about the GTR. The GTR came after it. You can, you know, defend it any way you want, but find me a GTR made pre-1964, and then you can win the point. All right, back to on the string.
Can I give my unbiased opinion as a car buff? Could I please give my opinion?
Sure. Explode for us, please. Tell us what you really
No, I want to tell you my opinion, because I love cars, and I really just want to say this. Look, in my opinion, okay, I'm like the moderator, okay, the gatekeeper, okay. I think the Skyline nameplate definitely was before the 911. However, the racing spec version wasn't until after the 911. That's my own opinion, okay?
Yeah, but that was not the point, right? The point was that specific car, the GTR, the high performance car that they made.
They didn't have the high performance car until much later. And you cannot call this. See, the thing I want to say this too is that you got to remember, with the 911s, they were always designed as a high performance car. They were never designed as a four-door car, as for a family vehicle. They were designed to a pretty trim spec. They were designed to be a racer from day one. Whereas this here was designed to be a platform, which you got to remember, post-war Japan, they didn't have frivolous expenditure for sports cars. This here was to make a car which was for the masses. These were not racing or rally cars. This came much later. Would you agree with me there, Tan, or not?
No, that's not what I was disputing, right? Like, I wasn't saying that the Skyline brand came after.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. I think the racing spec one came after, but doesn't matter.
The point of why it matters is when you are specific. The exact point I'll go back, was when you make a car, when Nissan makes a car called the GTR, and the GTR used to be called the supercar killer because it was priced at a very good price compared to comparable cars that it could beat, like the 911, right? You know, back in 2009, 2010, like, those were pretty well priced. Now you buy a GTR these days, they're over 100,000 Canadian dollars. right? They're getting pretty pricey for the car and whatnot from the original intent of the car. So the whole point was opportunity cost. Is like when you're getting into that price, you know, people are going to be like, I'm not going to spend 140 grand on a Nissan, right? And that was to the point of the Chopek when Jin said, I'm not going to spend 30 grand on this watch. It may be performance just as good, but I will probably spend that on a brand because I want the history of the brand. You know, I think the brand's worth that money compared to the rest. That was the point. It wasn't a, oh, this car was made in 1964 and 1969, which I still corrected. You know, here I did say that I was not wrong, but, you know, again, that was the original point of what we were making.
Loose 2, $5. What mental disorder would make Ron get rid of a 14060M? It's just sad. Look, I must confess, I did get rid of a 14060 because I had the gold sub at the time, and I had the 14060 and I sold it to get the Explorer 2. So I did something, I don't know if as silly, what would you say, Tanzil, as silly, or
I just don't get it. Like Ron always talks about all these, you know, how he loves these Rolex watches and they're so good. And I actually asked him today in the chat. I was like, yeah, so did you ever own a Rolex? Like, why don't you have one? He's like, no, I had a no date sub and I traded for a big pilot. I was like, holy fuck, you pulled a Don Haynes. Like, does anybody know about this?
I don't understand. Why did he get rid of the big pilot? Something seems to be wrong there. Why doesn't he just buy it? And I don't mind someone sells out on the sub, but then he flips. He went into this, I don't understand what went wrong.
Jim, what's your take on Ron? Let's psychologize why Ron would do this.
Well, you know what they say about people who become shrinks, right? So
that summarized the whole thing.
They become grand psychos themselves.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it's okay. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, nobody liked a second-hand Rolex was so cheap at that time. I mean, it wasn't that long ago where you could pick up a Steel Sports not only at retail, but actually at a slight discount. You only have to go back to...
Give us a squeeze, Archie, at least. Like, squeeze it a bit. There you go.
2017.
Squeeze it out. Squeeze it.
Channel. And he has videos from 2016, 2017 telling people, one, don't ever buy retail. And also, if you do buy retail, get 10%. Or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, and the big pilot's not that bad. It's just too big for my taste.
I'll be right back. Just going for a toilet break. I'll be right back.
So JT's asking why is Archie squeezing his breath. Honestly, trying to psychologize what Archie does is trying to psychologize why Ron fucking traded a sub for an IWC big pilot. Like,
yeah.
It's the fucking mystery of the universe.
Here's an analogy. Like the 25-year moratorium's up in America, so now we're able to legally buy imported right-hand drive cars from Japan, like the older GTRs and the Mark IV Supras, right-hand drive, and you know, basically supercars of the day. And I would jump on an all-wheel drive, you know, RB or whatever it is, the GTR, you know, just to have one, because they didn't hold, you know, the Mark IV Super was more of a car for sure, but the GTRs were definitely formidable, and not to be you know, dismissed at all. I mean, they were awesome. And so, but somebody might ask, why would when you could get a Mark IV Supra, why would you get a GTR? You know, it's kind of similar.
Mikey, this question came up in my mind like a few days ago. And you know, whenever there's a watch battle and the name Rolex comes up, Bear's always like Rolex, 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 Rolex. Like you can predict Bear's answer. So I'm gonna ask Bear, name a watch you would pick in a watch battle. So if I put this watch in any watch battle against any Rolex out there, that you would pick this watch every single time.
Vacheron Constantin, overseas, blue dial, I would say trumps most of the Rolex. Okay, so not all. Aquanaut,
That's
which I don't have. If I would have Patek Aquanaut Grenade or Orange one, I think that would trump for me all my Rolex watches.
So you would so you wouldn't take a Meteorite Pepsi or an Eisenkeisel. I don't think you care about the Eisenkeisel that much.
I don't
maybe you
care
do.
about Eisenkeisel,
But Meteorite
Meteorite
Pepsi, I know. So if I said I give you a 4500V blue dial or a Meteorite Pepsi.
Oh no! I just said that I stepped away from that one. I think Aquanaut would probably be my ultimate watch.
So even just a basic 5167 steel.
Green one, Grenade. I love that
Grenade,
one.
Grenade,
I love that one.
Okay, so Grenade, it would just trump any Rolex.
Yeah, I think so. It is amazing watch. It is. I love it. I don't love it just because it's hype. I love green to begin, and this watch is just so perfect to me. So there you go. I picked that.
Mikey, you want to read this one for us?
Swinging Kangaroo, $1.99. The good version R34 were in 2001 and 2002. So 2026, 27, Mike. I think he's meaning maybe in 26 and 27 we'll see something really awesome. I don't know. But yes, he's correct. The 2001 to 2002 R34s were, they had the inline 6 that kind of competed with the 2JZ, and they came in 2-wheel drive and all-wheel drive versions, and were often used in rally and hot rodded by millions of car enthusiasts.
So I did go on the Tail of the Dragon. Mike, have you ever been to the Tail of the Dragon in Tennessee, North Carolina?
No, never been to the state. But if I did, I would rent a motorcycle, or if I were able to get into a Porsche or a hot car, I would kill to drive on that. We have in Southern California. There's Mulholland Drive, I think it's called.
Mulholland,
that is similar to the Tail.
Yeah, so this is a picture from the Tail of the Dragon I was on in the summer, and a buddy of mine took his R34. I don't know if it's 2001. I think it might be in late 90s R34, and he was just absolutely ripping it on. The Tail of the Dragon is 311 curves in 11 miles, so it's going pretty. You're turning pretty much all the time. Show us here, Bear. You're full screen.
What is that? What's Bear rocking?
He's gonna do the slow wrist
white
roll.
ice,
Breitling,
black ceramic.
Very nice, thanks, Bear.
Cool.
Tail of the Dragon is definitely
Tail of the Dragon.
It is heavily patrolled. So this double red line, this double yellow line.
Richard Mill.
Oh wow.
This double yellow line, you're not supposed to touch the double yellow. The cops will stop you for that, because what people do is they end up like going over the double yellow to and it's literally single lane, right? So you got oncoming traffic, you can't see around the corners and stuff. So it's heavily fined if you do that.
Yep.
Ooh, heavily fined.
Swing Kangaroo, $2. I went with my buddy on an S2000. What a blast! Yeah, this is the Tail of the Dragon. We were talking about GTRs, Archie, and this road is 311 curves in 11 miles. So it's.
Can I ask you something? With the 911, you've owned a 911. It's a flawed car because it's rear-engined, right?
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
but,
I wouldn't say it's flawed, but.
Could carry on.
I mean, let's face it. The best car is a mid-engine car, isn't it?
I mean, mid-engine balance is definitely, it's got its benefits. I mean, the 911, the beauty of it is that car shouldn't be as balanced as it actually is.
I see.
Okay, I asked the
911 actually is like 48-52. It's basically 50-50.
Okay, I asked the super chat to Bear. Sorry, Mike. I asked them because whenever we do a watch battle, and the second that Rolex name comes up, Bear's like Rolex. It's very predictable.
Yeah.
So I said, look,
Rolex.
Give me one watch that you would say trumps any Rolex, like in your mind. If it went to a watch battle, you just pick this watch every single time.
Oh,
what do you think he picked? Because you weren't here to hear it. What do you think he picked?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
What would Bear pick that trumps Rolex?
You tell me. What do you think?
Omega? Couldn't pick Omega.
Jesus Christ.
Could pick
Come on.
Omega?
Put some effort. We're in
Are
2023.
you
Put some effort
mental? Are
into
you
it, Archie.
mental?
Let me say this to you. With Rolex, I don't think anything beats Rolex because it's so utilitarian. It is perfection. It's not the greatest movement. It's not the greatest diver, but it's just so usable.
Hey, Tanzio,
So
can you bring a picture of that watch that I picked, the watch I picked, so Archie can see it and judge
Yes,
it?
sure. Archie, handle the super chats while I do that.
Yes, TBF 909, $2. A BMW can't compare to a Porsche. Different type of car.
You go to the racetrack, man. The in the GT class, they race the BMWs right alongside the Porsches. They go just as fast. You can't say that across the board.
Tan said, I think that Porsche has the best motorsports heritage. I don't know about that. I think
they have one of
what
these.
what other car can you compare?
I'd say they're either comparable to Ferrari.
I think
Ford, okay. The only cars you can compare are like Ferrari and Lamborghini and other like super duper cars, because Porsche has that sports car, race car heritage that's just started from the very fucking beginning. And
here we go, guys.
Stopped.
I got to do the super chat. P. Klein, $5. Arch, having owned both, could you please compare and contrast the 16570 with the 216750? I think he means 216570. The
240 and the 42, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. Look, I got to tell you, they're both pretty damn amazing watches there. Obviously, I personally love the maxi dial on the 42. I think both of them are fucking amazing watches. You can't go wrong with either choice there. I love the orange hand. Look, what I love about the 42 is the new bracelet. The new bracelet, solid end links, new bracelet. It's got that half clasp where you can easily expand it or shrink it. I think it's an amazing watch. Ultimate traveler's watch, the 16570.
Oh, you're coming to my hometown. Let's go, Bear. À la destination d'Ottawa. It means coming to Ottawa.
16570, traditional watch, fantastic classic Rolex, nice size, 40 mil. That's why you'd get it, is for the sizing. It's a fantastic watch. I love them. They're both amazing. What's better? Depends what your needs are. As my eyesight gets worse as you age, I find the bigger dial better, but that's just...
How gorgeous is this watch?
This was the watch, Archie, that Bear chose to trump all Rolexes.
That is pretty.
The grenade, the grenade Bear, the white gold.
Gorgeous,
awesome.
Gorgeous, absolute beauty. Ultimate professional, ultimate sports watch.
Wow.
Yeah. That I think absolutely is on. It compares with my Grail, the Vacheron blue hander, 3-hander. Overseas. This thing's awesome.
You could just buy that and be done with anything else in Rolex?
That wasn't the question.
Wow. Aquanaut. Okay, very cool. I got to hand it to you, Bear. Well done.
I love the Aquanaut as well, but I think the only thing is the date kind of annoys me. So I tend to lean more travel time because it's more symmetrical.
I agree that without the date, it would be absolute perfection.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tanzil, $5. Gin, what are you drinking tonight? Hands, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking water.
Water, there we go. And CB, $5. The Grenade Protect looks better in person. That's from CB.
I bet. Jin, you're drinking water right now, but what are you going to be drinking? Hans needs and those. wants to know what the tingler's actually.
No, there's nothing. You know, I had a little bit. Well, not a little bit. Well, maybe a little bit too much. The red wine last night, and
if I may just interrupt for 1 second, I just want to say good night to all of you. Good day to Archie, and thank you for having me on.
Merry Christmas, Bear, from yesterday.
Bear. Sorry.
I want to say Merry Christmas to Bear from yesterday. It was
Thank
Christmas yesterday, and I think Bear will be back starting tomorrow, as far as I remember.
Yes, sir.
Okay, see ya. Safe travels.
Bear, thank you so much for coming on, Bear. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And
Love you, Pontiff.
I look forward to chatting with you more. Watches, watch talk, more watch talk, Bear. So thank you so much, and have a great flight.
I love his choice.
Yeah, he's very cool. He's very cool.
I never really come across this watch and seen it like full screen picture wise. This is a Grail watch for sure. Like medium Grail. There's the tourbillons and the crazy $1 million watches, but in the real world, that watch is right up there with perfection.
We got a super chat here. We got a super chat here from Tad Zeal, $5. AC3, pull up Dan Murphy's site and let's go whiskey shopping with Gin Tingler. Gin, which whiskey would you like to go for there? We've got to pick something. We're going to need to go do some shopping. And what would you pick in the whiskeys there?
We got to start in the country of whiskey first. We gotta.
Oh, it has to be Scotch for sure. Oh, well, I mean, I like Irish whiskey as well.
Spirits. There we go. So we're going. It's got to be Scotch whiskey. Is that what you're saying? Scotch?
I think we have to start there. Yeah.
Interestingly enough, look at how they spell whiskey. Americans got an E in it. Japan doesn't. Ireland does. Australian, no. Canadian, no. Indian, no. French, no. Look how the E's. Okay, so let's go Scotch. Here we go. And let's check from high to low, Tan. Give me a...
Yeah, let's go high to low. Tingler's he's not a basement fucking dweller here. Come on.
Ooh, look at this. Glenfiddich 23. Look at this.
Can you make it a little bit bigger? You can't really see what you're looking at.
Oh, I can't see. Okay, make it full screen.
Never really. I mean, I have bought some vintage Scotch in the past. I never really felt the inclination to go out and buy a.
Are you high to low? So go all the way to the top if you're high to low.
I think it is.
Yeah, high to low. So, or do you want to go low to high?
No, high to low. Keep going up. Scroll up.
No, this is.
That is it. That is the top. That's the top.
This is as high as it goes.
Wow.
There you go.
So nothing really very impressive here. I mean, good whiskeys, but they're not.
I think the pick here would be the Glenfarclas. That's a great whiskey there. The Glenmorangie is amazing. The Glenmorangie Signet, that's amazing stuff.
Jen, tell them you're faithful. The whiskey you're always faithful to right now in the Scotch.
Well, I do actually drink Glenfarclas quite a bit because it's what United serves. I think the only U.S. airline that still has single malt on almost all their flights. But no, I mean, I know obviously Clynelish is the one that I am kind of drawn to.
Archie, have you ever tried Clynelish before?
No, never tried it.
I actually drink Green Label a lot more because it's cost effective and it's really good. Like value for money.
Yes, it is. It is very good. It's very good. It's an amazing Scotch.
Yeah.
We were laughing at the fact that you're treating that Hibiki bottle like it's a Macallan 25. You're having like 1 dram every 2 years of it.
They have that Hibiki.
That is.
The Glenfiddich 12, you're pounding 4 or 5 of them a night.
Yeah. No. Of course, you've got to be respectful. You got to know your pay grade. You know, you got to know your pay grade, and that hibiki is, it's amazing stuff. And I'm very lucky to have the zeal who got that for me. That's a amazing thing. It's amazing whiskey.
They had.
Oh, I know what we did wrong. You know what we did wrong? We should have put whiskey and scotch together, because there are some expensive whiskeys, aren't there? You know what I mean? Like, they don't have to be scotch whiskey, do they? You know what I mean? Like, so we have a look here. It brings up some more high-end, like a hibikis and that there, wouldn't it? That's what you'd want.
Well,
See,
they had it at Costco. I bought a bottle when I was there. It was like $80. It was. I mean, that's a really good price for hibiki these days.
yes. Like, I even think, you know, the Oban is great. That's a beautiful whiskey. Dalmore's beautiful.
Oban 14.
Yeah, the Lagavulin. That's
You like
very,
the peaty stuff, the smoky stuff?
Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't see. I started out on Ardbeg. That was my first sort of major experimentation after the Johnny Walker thing. I worked out, you know, you wanted to be less commercial. I went into Ardbeg, which is so. I love the salt. I love the saltiness of it.
How much is that Macallan, the one on the left? Is that a 15 or a 12?
Which one? Oh, that's a 12. Macallan.
12.
Macallan.
The 15 is not bad. 15 is not bad. 12 is a bit young, I think. 15 is not bad. I had an 18 with gin. We were at Barbarian, I think, that night, the restaurant.
Was it? Were we?
Yeah, because the hibiki was like, I think it was like $80 a glass for the hibiki. I was like, man, this is fucking stupid. And it was the same for an 18 Macallan. So I was like, well, I'm gonna go with the Macallan, because the next day at the noodle place, the hibiki was like 30 or 40, $30 maybe.
I remember I went to I went to get some drinks with some people, and I ordered a Hennessy XO, and everybody else was just getting cocktails. And then at the end, they gave us the bill, and then everybody's like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, no, because they saw that one drink was massively more expensive than the others. So I did own up to it, by the way. So I didn't.
But apparently, Jen was saying Costco, the employer of Doc BBW, was selling hibiki for $80.
Yeah,
amazing stuff.
I should have bought more, but honestly, like, I haven't even. Unfortunately, I opened it. It was sealed, and then I opened it one day, and then I didn't even drink it. So it's just sitting there full, but not sealed anymore. A Green Label has a bit of a dent in it. I have a Redbreast 15.
Redbreast is great, don't you think? That's Irish Redbreast.
Yeah,
breast.
I do like Irish whiskey a lot.
The one that Thomas Burnett got you was Irish as well, right?
Yes, that's correct. Writer's Tears.
That's a good one.
Put your full screen.
Very good value.
Show us again, full screen.
Writer's Tears.
I think the bad part about Writer's Tears is it's very easy to drink, so it's very easy to overdrink.
I see.
It's bottled at 40%, so it's not. I wish it was bottled at 46. It would be really nice, but I mean, you do have to accept some trade-offs with price. So yeah, but it's great.
Beautiful. I'm going to enjoy that. It's guys, don't forget to upvote. We're nearly finished the stream for today. We got the dungeon taking over. It's going to take all the customers over
the dungeon. So get a bit of a preview here. Whoop, we got Stud Muffin again, $2.
Stud Muffin put $2. Pull up the email. Let's get this one happening here. This is a what's this? This is a raspberry wine.
Let's have a
It's
look.
It's Korean wine made from raspberries. Raspberry wine. I never heard of that. Have you heard of that? Raspberry wine. What do you think? Would you drink a raspberry wine? Would give it a squirt there, hey?
I think Tingler would definitely drink one.
No. I mean, out of curiosity, I might. Like, I thought that I would hate, there's a brewery in Wisconsin that makes like these fruit beers, and I thought I would hate them, but everybody raved about them, so I bought some, and it was actually great. So, I mean, I would
here we go. Sorry.
Did you talk to JJ at all? Because Narc's saying that JJ might be doing a show, so we might need to coordinate on that.
Oh, no. JJ says if we're running a show, we send our audience to our show. But it's only if we're not running a show, we send the audience to JJ's show.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard from JJ, so I don't know.
No,
if he's in the chat
JJ's
now.
cool.
Okay.
It's all cool. JJ's cool. Because this is the first sort of stream from coming back this week, so we got to give Curly all our support. We love our Curly man. I got to tell you guys, seriously, this here, it's pronounced Bok Boon Ja, is a wine from Korean wild black raspberries. And look at this. It's interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. It's I think it would probably go well with their food. That's the whole thing there. Interesting thing there. So what can I say, guys? It's time for us to end the stream. We're going to go. It's going to take everyone over to the dungeon. I want to thank everyone for coming on today. And guys, I'll be streaming in 8.5 hours, or 9.5 hours tonight. Well, my time tonight, your time, morning time. And I want to say, Tan, thank you so much for coming on, man. And Jin, man, it's an honor to have you. It's fantastic to have Mike the Snake and, of course, the Bear. Guys, we will be back. And what a great stream. I love the alcohol talk.
Got to get the Gonzo streams going. The Gonzo streams.
I grew up in wine country. Still live in wine country, and a winery that was close friends with my father made pear wine.
Wow, pear wine. And, interesting.
Sold as well as their grape wine.
Okay, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. And
see you later.
See you tomorrow, guys.